Hello everyone, and today we'll be finishing our series of learning Python. We have almost invested, we will have almost invested 10 hours into our course if we complete our course today. We'll be learning abstraction, and we'll also be going through simple exception handling. And as I told earlier, I'll be starting with telling you on how to install external libraries on your system. And also, we'll be doing a few questions on object-oriented programming. Now, first of all, to install any libraries, you'll have to open command prompt as always. Yes, and then you'll have to type Python slash m, sorry, hyphen m pip, that's Python package installer. Then you'll have to type install. Then you have to write package name. Suppose I want to install matplot library. Now it will start installing because I don't have internet connected right now. Let me connect it. That's why it's giving errors. Now I'll just connect to internet. Uh, Now I'll just retry that command. So now, as you can see, it has started downloading matplot library, and you can just write import matplotlib as mp or any name, and it will import it. So this is how you can just import and download libraries from Python. Pretty easy. And I'll also tell you how to uninstall. You just have to write uninstall instead of install here, and it will just work. So let it download in the background. Now I'll just teach abstraction by the time. So first of all, we'll see what's abstraction. Abstraction means hiding in Python, hiding non-relevant data to the user, the hiding the data that's not relevant to the user. Now, hiding complexity behind the surfaces. Now, the interface is, suppose there is a function named draw, and in the background, these many processes are being, uh, you know, run, and you don't need to know each of them. You just need to learn the function draw. Now, you use sort function, sorted in Python. In background, there's merge sort algorithm being used, but you don't need to see that because you are just using the sort algorithm. So this is the principle for abstraction. We'll just read through it for once. So abstraction is a process of hiding implementation details and exposing only essential functionality. And what is the benefit of using abstraction? It hides complex internal details from the user, making code simpler, safer, and easier to interact with. Okay. Now, remodeling real world systems. Now, remodel real world systems. Suppose the software only knows a shape can be drawn and its area is calculated. How it happens is hidden inside specific shapes. So suppose there is a function shapes and you need to draw, resize and get the area. So for circle there will be different formula for getting area, that will be pi r square. For this there will be length into width. For triangle there will be different formula, that's half into base into height. So for every single shape, there's different formula, but we don't need to know these formulas. We just need to know what functions draw, resize, and get area. All the things that's being processed will be in the background. Now, what's ABC? ABC is abstract base class. So it's just a base class. Base class is basically used for achieving data abstraction by defining a common rigid interface in its subclasses. So subclass implementation slots are given and abstract method definitions are here. So it just means that we are plotting into already given classes. So it's served purely as a structural blueprint, as I said, and because it's incomplete by design, it cannot be initiated directly. So to initiate it, you will have to write this syntax. You'll have to write from ABC abstract base class import ABC abstract base class and abstract method. What it's basically doing is it's importing necessary architectural modules, and it's inheriting from abstract base class to establish the blueprint. Then it's the decorator is using being used here. That's at the rate abstract method that we imported, and then we made a function or a method inside of abstract base class. Now this abstract method has no implementation. It's just using pass, and in English we use greet and we say hello. So hello, the subclass fills the slot with specific behavior. So there are four components of abstraction: abstract method, concrete methods, abstract class instantiation, and abstract properties. Now these elements work in harmony to define clear structures for subclasses while hiding unnecessary implementation details. Now abstract method enforces structures, concrete code reuse enforces concrete methods enforces code reuse, and abstract properties enforces state enforcement. Now abstract methods are methods declared without a body. There's no body for abstract method. They act as placeholders. Okay, they force derived subclasses to provide their own specific implementation, ensuring a completely consistent structure across all subclasses. Now, concrete method promotes reuse, and concrete methods are fully implemented methods living inside an abstract class. Subclasses inherit and use them directly. Promotes powerful code reuse without needing to redefine code functionality. So it's just removing redundancy. And here you can see an example. We are taking an object dog and defining it in class of dog. That's the parent class. And we are printing dot move. So move will return moving, and make sound is nothing. So it will just add pass. Now what's use of abstract method and concrete method? Abstract method defines mandatory interface, and the concrete method provides shared reusable logic. There is no implementation body in abstract methods, but there is fully coded bodies in concrete method, and Python syntax requires at the rate in abstract method, and concrete method is basically standard def method, so there is no requirement of abstract method. Now enforcing states with abstract properties. Now, abstract properties function exactly like abstract methods, but enforces class attributes and states rather than behaviors. Classes must implement these properties to become concrete. Now to become concrete, this is the uh, main class, parent class, and this is the subclass. So this is the derived class and this is the base class. So the derived class is using species and it's returning something, but in this species is just passing itself because it's an abstract method, and this is an concrete method. This is the basic difference. And what's the instantiation lock? Abstract classes contain unimplemented components. Attempting to instantiate an abstract class like animal directly uses results in type error. The machine cannot run without all gates. Only fully implemented subclasses can be instantiated. Right. Now the abstraction ecosystem. Now abstract concepts, concrete logic, and property enforcements work in harmony to guarantee flawless object creation. The blueprint. What is the blueprint? First of all, the base class, and then the synthesis and the instance. So what's happening here is it's just saying that move, and there is an object from dog class, and it's saying bark, so it will bark. Saying canine, it will do canine. Now, what's architectural harmony? Abstraction fixes the structural structure while letting subclasses define their own behavior. And by hiding the implementation details, developer create Python systems that are rigid, guarantees, but infinitely flexible in their application. So it's just basic basics of uh, abstraction. It's a bit hard, so you should also study it by yourself. Now, in the background we have already installed Matplotlib, and you can just exit it from here now. Now we are done with the ropes concepts, and now we'll be moving ahead with our exception handling. I'll just open cursor. It takes some time to open the this IDE. So now that it has opened, I'll just show you what's exception handling. I'll just zoom in. Now, first of all, there are two blocks to remember. First one is try, and second one is accept. And also there is another block called finally. So these are the three blocks that are uses in that are being used in exception handling. Now I'll just show Geek4Geeks website for reference. Now I'll just add GFG, and I'll just write exception handling here. So exception handling is here. So Python exception handling allows a program to handle unexpected errors during an execution in a controlled way instead of crashing abruptly. So just imagine that you are writing a code, and that code somehow divides it by zero. While dividing it by zero, uh, as you can see, it will give division by zero error. But instead of giving an error, you want that while doing that, you want that it's just mm, giving you a message instead of giving an error. So you can use exception handling. So here you are giving a value 10 to n. You are trying 10 out of 0. So it will give 0 division error. You write accept 0 division error. Print can't be divided by 0. Okay. Now this is the syntax. Print accept else and finally. You can also add else. Executes only no exception occurs in try. And there are many exception you can hide. Just suppose value error, key error, zero division error. There are many errors in Python. uh, there are some specific exceptions like value error or zero division error, and there are multiple exceptions too. Suppose type error, value error, index errors. And catch all handlers means that you are doing, just you are writing to call any kind of similar statements. Now, what is the difference between errors and exceptions? Errors and exceptions are both issues in a program, but they differ in severity in handling. So error issues in the program logic such as syntax error, etc. It occurs in compile time, but in exception, problem that occur at runtime and can be managed using exception handling. Suppose invalid input and missing files. Right? This is the basic difference between exception and uh, errors. Now, how can you handle exceptions in Python using try and except blocks? Now, what is the purpose of the finally block in exception handling? So that the last thing that is to be happen is to be put in the finally block. Which of the statement is used to raise a custom exception in Python? So custom exception is raise, right? Now we have to give the output of this code. Try this and the result equals to infinity. So the answer should be infinity. All right. Now, what is the next question? Next question is how can you catch multiple exception in a single except block? So by using nested, by defining a nested, sorry, no, using comma separated list of exceptions that we just, as we just have seen here. This now this is the basic syntax for the exception handling. Now, as we said that we'll be doing a bit of codes on our oops. I'll just find few codes and we'll be doing few codes on object-oriented programming, and then we'll be ending our lecture series here itself. We might also do few questions on exception handling if the time permits. So this lecture will be of approximately 40 minutes uh, or 35 minutes, depends on the lecture content. Now, right now, I'll just pause the videos and I'll be just finding a few questions on object-oriented programming. So I have generated a few questions on object-oriented programming. So first question is create a student class with name, roll number, and marks, and add display details and create three objects and display their details. We have already done this question, which we'll just revise it. So first of all, we create a class student and we define a function that's constructor function, init function, and we have self, that's mandatory, the name, roll number, and marks. Then self dot name is name, roll number is roll number, marks is marks. Now display details, we have done this program already, and we have created three objects here. Now the question is we create a rectangle class with length and breadth, add methods to calculate area and perimeter, take dimensions from the user. uh, so this is also quite easy. Now this is a create a bank account class with account holder name, account number, and balance. Add deposit, withdraw, and check balance methods. Prevent withdrawal beyond the available balance. So it's also giving us some constraints. First is holder name, holder number, balance. This is just basic. Then we define deposit, amount, self balance plus equals to amount, and we are printing the amount deposited successfulully. If we are withdrawing, if amount is less than balance, we will say this much amount is been withdrawn, and else we will say insufficient balance. For checking balance, we'll just keep the balance. So this is a few of the real life example that will be used. This is used in a banking system. So next question is create an employee class with name, employee ID, and basic salary. Calculate HRA as 20%, DA as 10%, and final salary as basic plus HRA plus DA. So first of all, we'll again make three variables same, and we'll just calculate as per the given data. Now other questions are also in the same way. You can just pause the video and see. This question is from inheritance. Good question for base clearing out the basics. Now these all questions are being generated by ChatGPT, so you can also just do it yourself. And so there is one question for Oops challenge. So create product and shopping cart classes. The cart should store a list of products and support adding, removing by the product ID, displaying product, and calculating the total price. Test it with at least five products. So it's basically asking us to make a basic shopping cart. So for shopping cart, there will be three things: product ID, name, and price. So first of all, we'll make a class of shopping cart. Then there will be constructor class, and sell products will be in a list. So we have made a list, and we'll just make another function for add product. We'll be just adding product into the list. We'll just append it, and then there are few things that we'll be doing for removing products. There is just a basic concept, and then we will do display products and calculate total. Then we will make few uh, you know objects, and we'll just write it down. So we can also do this inside of JavaScript, so that we make a proper shopping cart. Now we can just do this question in the code editor. So first of all, we are making a class called first of all we are making a class called product. Then we are defining the initializing function and self, an amount, product ID, name, and price. Then we are just writing self.pid equals to pid self dot. You can just copy paste it from here, right? It's just nothing new. We have already done this. Also, this can be copy pasted. Now the thing comes out from here that's new for you. That's removing product. So I'll just also copy paste all of this. There's nothing new to learn. I guess we have already done all these kind of things. This is just logic. This is a bit of advanced question, so I'm not going deep into it. So like this is the real implementation that will be used in real life programs too. This is it for the object-oriented programming part. What we can do is try some MCQs on object-oriented programming and some questions. I will also, I guess, show you file handling. I guess we should go through file handling first. So this is file handling. So to open a file, we use the open function that's mentioned here. That file equals to, this is the variable we are storing the file details in. Open file name, and then mode will be studying in next here. So R is for read only, W is for write only. So this is how we can use it. So there is a it is a good habit to always close a file once you open it. As you can see, we have opened this file and we have closed this file. I cannot show this in code editor because we have not made any pre-existing files. So, so app.name returns the name of the file that was opened. In this case, geek.txt. App.mode tells us the mode in which the file was opened. Here it's R, which means read mode, obviously. App.closed returns a boolean value whether the file is currently open. Otherwise, it will return true. Now, reading a file. After you open a file, there is a function called .read, and when you use that function, this is that function, and this content folder will have all the things that are inside of this. So just you can imagine like you are clicking on a folder. First of all, to open this, you have done this, and you have opened the file, and after that, you just selected this and copied it. So this you have read the file. Now the system has all the details of the files. So this is what it's showing, and then it's printing the content. So it will give all the content. So we can do it in a code editor too. I'll just try to make a file. Now writing into a file. So this is just shorthand. We open this uh, as file.write this and file.write. So this will just write it. Mm, I'll just show you itself. I'll just make a file. I'll just write few random things here and just save it. Uh, let's say I saved it here itself by the name of file. So we'll say f underscore h dot txt. So now we can do with open f underscore h dot txt. That will be in single quotes. Let's say we want to write in it, and we'll say we are saving it so alias as file. Now as you can see, we are just saying file.write. We'll just do file.write. Okay, this is written using file handling in Python. So I'll just save it and run it once. Now, so it has run. So as you can see, it will just write, hey, this is written using file handling in Python. Now, if I want to write something else too, I'll just add a new line character and I'll just say, hey, we are practicing file handling in Python. Just save, run the project, and this will write it here. So this is just the basics of file handling. There are few more things to learn. So there is R, there is W. What is file handling is managing folder, so reading and writing files. I didn't see all the options. So this is it, and I'll show you a few platforms where you can just study more of Python. First of all is Geek for Geeks, and if you want to practice more questions, they will be available on your websites like LeetCode. There is a website called LeetCode. You can try problems here. There are thousands of problems, more than 3,000 problems here. Difficulties is also mentioned, but don't go with the difficulties. There are, you know, these difficulties don't show the real difficulty of the question. Now, this is my profile. I haven't done many questions myself either, but I'm just showing you few websites. There is HackerRank, there is HackerEarth, and there is uh, coding ninjas, and there are coding blocks. So these are the websites where you can practice programming in any language. So if you want to learn more about file handling, like directory management, path library, and writing creating files, and this is all you can study. And there is another topic that I want to touch, that is regular expressions. So regular expressions in Python. So these are used for pattern based questions, like if you want something to have, like if you want your password or email to have you know, you want to have that email in a particular order or pattern, you can do it from here. There are a few characters you will have to learn their uses. What does plus indicate, what does star indicate, and question mark indicate. So this is all for the Python series, and we are finishing our lecture series here itself. So that's the end of our series, and we have almost completed 10 hours. And this has been a great journey for myself, revising all the concept about Python. And if there has been any errors on my side, you can just tell it in the comment sections. And I guess we are done with our lecture series. Uh, so I'm not having any words for the series. Uh, all I taught was using this pen tab, which has been borrowed by someone else, so from someone else, and this also showed me opportunities to, mm, improve my English speaking skills. I did stutter sometimes because I speak a bit fast. If you have any problem with me speaking fast, you can just slow down the video at any moment. Yeah, I know it's a bit too late to tell that, but I guess no one's watching it in 1x speed, because sometimes you can slow it down, you can fasten it up, because I myself haven't watched a video in 1x since a long time. I sometimes even listen to songs in 2x speed, so videos are bit a hassle to listen. So I guess that is it from my side now. I have to complete 35 minutes in this videos to complete almost 10 hours. So I can just check. Uh, these are all the videos I have made till date, and I'll have to arrange them all and just, you know. So this is all for from my side, I guess. So yeah, this has been a great journey, and I guess if I get a good response from this part, I'll also try making any other programming languages videos, such as C, C++, Java, anything you want. And I know all the four languages currently. And if you want, I can also start teaching data structures going ahead. So thank you.